So here we are, the open is over, and now this is a time where everyone tries to set up goals. Really what it turns into is a lot of people complain about what they did bad. They talk about some of the stuff they did for the first time. Hopefully your coach or your trainer is telling you what you accomplished better this year than last year. And then usually what happens after a couple of weeks, everyone forgets about their goals and kind of goes back into their normal routine. They don't work on their weaknesses because it's hard. I understand that working on your weaknesses is hard. So what I'd like to introduce to you guys is Open Workout 18.6, and that is your off season or whatever this next phase is before you get going into regular training. A lot of you top athlete guys usually take a little bit of time off if you're not going to regionals just to kind of mentally refresh. And for any athlete out there, never be scared to take time off when you just hit a peak intensity phase. If your season is done, or maybe you're just a regular person training and you feel a little beat up, you feel worn out, the best thing to do is not necessarily go to the gym and try and work out the kinks. Sometimes we just need to take a week off, maybe it's just 3 days, whatever, chill out, eat some food we like, spend some time with loved ones, you'll feel better. So now 18.6, now this is what I call kind of like the time to look back at what you just did during the open, so you can look forward and make some plans so you can set up goals. Because it's not really fun, it's not really enjoyable to kind of just meander through life. And CrossFit allows us to be able to set up some goals so we can feel like we're accomplishing something. And if we win in the gym in small little ways, a lot of times that helps motivate us. It helps build a discipline to win outside the gym as well. There's some neat research out there about kind of being disciplined to work out. Those people that work out at 5 a.m. every day, to being successful in the other areas of your life, because you have the ability just to get up and go and discipline yourself instead of procrastinate, complain, moan, and then not accomplish stuff, and then complain about not accomplishing stuff. All right, so first thing to do after the open is done, you submitted your score, you're not doing 18.5 again, hopefully you only have to do it once. First thing to do is not to write down all the stuff that you couldn't do this year that you're hoping to do next year. I don't want you to do that. Let's start off with a more positive approach. I want you to write down your bright spots. So bright spots are the things that happened this year, the little wins, doesn't matter how small they are, the little wins that you did better than last year in, or maybe you did better than you expected to this year in some way, shape, or form. So this year's open allowed people to do pull-ups possibly for the first time. It might be that first ring muscle up. All right, maybe it was double under, right? The most you've ever done in a row. There's all these different things we can talk about. Maybe it was, hey, in a workout, I strung 5 muscle ups in a row. Maybe I strung 3, whatever the win is, doesn't matter how small it is. Maybe it's I went up, I struggled, and I didn't give up. I didn't give up during the workout. Mentally, I got through it. I kept moving. I was able to get those reps. Whatever it happens to be this year, whatever that win is, maybe it's toes the bar, right? Maybe it's beating someone in a workout that you've never beat before. That's a win. I know it sounds kind of mean to the other person, but that's okay. That's a win. There's all these different wins during the open. So you can see what you really accomplished mentally and physically compared to what you did last year or maybe what you actually thought you were going to do this year. Every little win, smallest one, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter how tiny, it's still a win. Now, if we have all these wins, we can build on those wins to have bigger and bigger successes. So most of the time, being able to set up goals for the next year, we have to start some new habits or change some old ones. And anytime you change anything, you have to start absurdly small. Don't start with big changes. Start really, really small. All right? There's so many of us that said, you know what? I'm going to start working out. I'm working out 6 days a week. And you work out 3 days in a row and you're so sore you quit. So we want to start small, really small. So we take these bright spots and we talk about what we want bright spots for next year. Now the next year bright spots, or 6 months, wherever it's going to be, that's the pain points from this year. This is the stuff where, you know what, you can write the stuff that frustrated you. The stuff that made you upset that you're thinking about it right before you go to bed. There's that thing in the back of your mind maybe where you're taking a shower, you can't get your mind off of it. Man, I made that mistake. I can't believe I didn't do toes to bar that well. Double unders were bad. Whatever it happens to be, we list those pain points. So maybe a big pain point for you this year was you thought you had toes to bar down until you had to do hang power clean and push jerks with a dumbbell and row a bunch, and your toes to bar went the garbage 5 minutes into that workout. So it's toes to bar capacity. Maybe you thought your double unders were okay until every round of every set was 100 double unders. So we're looking now at double under tolerance, right? And we can break this stuff down a little bit more. Capacity tolerance, all right? We can look at, hey, maybe those dumbbell squats blew up my quads. Maybe doing the clean after the workout, I really didn't have much juice on the clean. Maybe it's I can only power clean then squat. I have a hard time going into the squat. I would be able to lift more weight. So there's all these different things. We can list them underneath technique things, mindset, right? Maybe I gave up on a workout once it got hard, and I knew it could have gotten harder, but I didn't. Now this is kind of tough pill to swallow, excuse me. But most of us, we always say after workout, man, I could have done better. No, you couldn't have, because if you could have, you would have done better in that moment. You might be able to do better next time, but in that moment, you did the best you could. Because somewhere along the way, technique, efficiency, capacity, anaerobic, aerobic, all these different categories we can look at, specific muscle endurance, mindset, mentality, grit. Grit is really important when it comes to the open sometimes. All these things we can look at as pain points, and then we can build on it. All right? And the way you build on it is, think about how long it might take you to do it. All right? I like to use weight loss for this because it's a little simple thing to do. Hey, if I want to lose 30 pounds, right? I want to lose 30 pounds because I'll be healthier. But if you're in the world of CrossFit, sometimes losing weight is the motivation for losing weight comes in. I want burpees to feel better. I want to be able to do pull-ups. I want to be able to toes the bar. I want to do all these fun movements. I want to do muscle ups. My strength is coming along, but if I lost weight, it'd make it a lot easier. Most of the time people don't talk about that stuff, but it really motivates people to lose weight just so they feel better working out, right? Performance-based. So 30 pounds. Healthy weight loss is 1 to 2 pounds a week, right? So let's just say 4 weeks in a month. So, well, it's 4.2 weeks. So we have 8 to 10 pounds a month. So we're looking at 3 to 4 months to really lose those 30 pounds. Most of the time when people talk about weight loss, they talk about the next 30 days. They don't look 3 to 4 months down the line. But you can do this with almost every area that was a pain point in the open. And you can break it down by little part by little part, all right? Is your timeline going to be 100% accurate? No. But when you set up a timeline that gives you room and gives you time, it leads you not to get frustrated because you just committed to 3 to 4 months to lose those 30 pounds, not the next 30 days. And at the end of the 30 days, when you lost 10, you're all mad, you're happy you lost 10, but you didn't lose as much as you wanted to because you had a false expectation. When we start breaking things down like this as pull-up work, strict pull-up work, handstand push-up work, handstand walking, and we set up small incremental goals over a long term, we're able to set ourselves up to have more wins on a weekly or monthly basis and set up a realistic expectation to where we want to be. When we set up a false expectation, we get mad early and we quit. It's even worse when we have no expectation or timeline when you get things done, because then you're not actually focused. You're just kind of playing around, and play is great, but we need to focus on our goals in order to get there. So my challenge for you guys is sit down, buy yourself coffee shop, go outside if it's warm where you are. It's not warm in Jersey right now. I hope it gets warm soon. Spend 20, 30 minutes by yourself. Write down the bright spots from this year's open or even this year's training, right? What did you do really well? What got better? Then let's look at the pain points and let's figure out how to make those bright spots for next year. You can set up some action steps. You can get through it. So don't waste the motivation from the open, that negative and positive motivation, to just going nowhere and forgetting about all these goals and getting frustrated again next year. Let's do something about it. Write it down. Commit to it. Let's see what happens, all right? Commit. 3 to 4 months for that 30 pounds of weight loss, right? It might be longer for muscle ups because you don't have the prerequisites. Get a realistic expectation. Talk to a coach if you need help. Just spend 5 to 10 minutes a day. You'd be amazed where you're at for next year's open. All right. I'd love to hear what you guys did well this year in the open. Comment below. Let me know if you got your first toes to the bar. If we were to help you in some way or shape or form this year, please let us know. It really helps keep us motivated. Share with your friends. Talk to you guys soon.